Hey everybody, I just put some sinking granules in the tank, and whenever I do that, my Striped Raphael usually makes an appearance. Of course, my Loaches go nuts. And I know my Striped Raphael is a popular fish, everybody likes him. He's a really neat fish. He's not one of those ones that you see very often, so whether you own one or whether you're trying to look at other people's, it's usually, little quick videos and glimpses here and there. I mean, you see mine's already back in his cave. I'm hoping he'll make a little appearance again and pop his head back out. He usually does. Every time I think he's finished, I put my camera down and he turns around and he comes back out. You can see him in there wiggling his tail around. The cave he is in is open all the way through, so the food goes in and he goes in and out the back. And see, there's his little face again sticking out as he's vacuuming up some more stuff. Let's see if he makes another appearance. He's actually getting so big and fat that he can barely get in and out of that cave anymore. You see how he has to kind of wiggle his way out? I'm beginning to get concerned that might actually start injuring him, wearing a raw spot on his back or something, maybe injuring his dorsal fin. So I'm probably going to have to get in there and do just a little bit of rearranging and get that top rock, the roof rock, elevated a little bit so that he can get in and out of there with a little more ease. My Snakeskin Gourami is still just growing like a weed. She's just getting huge. This is the female in this tank. This is a sorority tank. I have all female Gouramis in here. Gave up with the males. There's just too much issues with aggression and everything else. So no males in this tank. I do have a male snakeskin in my 125 African themed tank. And then I've got two different Dwarf Gouramis upstairs in different tanks that are, of course, male. Whenever you buy a Dwarf Gourami at the store, it's almost always male. The female Dwarf Gouramis are very, very drab and bland looking compared to the males. So the only people that ever really buy them are people who are buying them for the purposes of breeding. Your big chain pet stores generally will not even sell the females just because nobody wants them. They're not attractive looking fish. So when you're buying a Dwarf Gourami, if you've got one and it's pretty and it's got color on it, you've got a male Dwarf Gourami. There's just almost no question that you've got male Dwarf Gouramis. So if you're thinking about stocking a tank with multiple animals and you're questioning don't. Unless you've got a large tank, because male Dwarf Gouramis don't get along very well. So if you're trying to put two of them or something in a 10 or a 20 gallon tank, it's probably not a good idea. My male Gouramis that I do have, again, are the dwarfs upstairs, and then I do have one snakeskin male that I had with this female, and these were both in my African tank, and it was a 40 breeder at the time. And long before they were getting too big for that tank, he was just, he was a male Gourami and she was a female, and she never got a moment's peace, and his aggression towards her generally had the energy level in the tank through the roof, and it just wasn't a tenable situation for me, at least not for my tastes and what I like to see in a tank. So I had to separate them, and the female came over here. The male stayed in the 40 until I basically ran out of room, and then the 40, all the occupants of my 40 breeder African tank got moved into what is now my 125. So it's basically my African tank again, it's just a 125 instead of the 40 breeder. And I think I'm probably going to do a little bit more feature footage on my skunk loaches here soon. I think they're coming in maturity, and they're really starting to develop colors and thicken up a little bit. And I'm really, as much as I loved them before, I'm really falling in love with my skunk loaches all over again. So I'm probably going to wind up doing a video here real soon just featuring them. So look forward to that. And I'm going to call this the end of this one, because I do believe that Raphael, well, every time I say that, he goes and wiggles his tail or does something. So I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.